There's the bell, and here we go for the super welterweight and/or junior middleweight championship WBC version.
So much hinging on these early rounds, I think. And if most of it seems to be on the shoulders of Donald Curry. Rossi even going so far as to say he might knock Curry out in one. There's no question. He thinks, and there is the feeling among boxing people, that there's something about Donald Curry that hasn't been quite right since the Hunnigan loss. So it's been a couple of years.
Well, if they share nothing else, Al, as you pointed out to me earlier, they share Lloyd Hunnigan because he has defeated both of them at one time or another. The crowd will respond almost every time, I'm sure, that Rossi throws a punch and/or looks as though he is doing something.
Don't move your hands, baby. Step and kick.
I think that's understandable and quite natural. We're in Sanremo, Italy.
Curry was hurt with the right hand.
Looked like he got hurt.
This is what everyone is wondering about. Donald Curry pulling out, getting hit with the right hand. Now, Curry's not working on the inside at all. This is the tentative Donald Curry that they didn't think in his camp would show up. Right now, he's not getting off first, and he doesn't look sharp.
No. And Rossi is very strong. When you stand up next to him, his upper body strength is really amazing. He is, I would think, would have no problem becoming a full-blown middleweight.
And, you know, Curry's supposed to be a better inside fighter than this, normally is. He's not fighting at all on the inside. He needs to get through this first round right now.
Well, you talk about a slow start.
Take a step and kick, step and kick. Don't fight with your hands.
There's no jab from Curry. He's not throwing his punches on the inside. He is eating right hands by Gianfranco Rossi, and yet he's still coming forward. No hand speed at all right now from Curry.
Looked for just a brief moment that he might have had an opportunity to throw a couple of punches at Rossi when he slipped away and spun up against the rope, but he just stood there and waited, did nothing about it.
Rossi fighting very well on the inside, an important thing to be looking for in this fight. How well would he do on the inside?
Round one has not been a very productive one for Donald Curry. And as Al Bernstein told you, if the referee separates the two and the crowd doesn't like that too well, Curry should have a better and/or busier opening few rounds if he's going to make this a Curry night. Half a minute remaining here in round one. The world press is here. They're from all over. Miguel Hernandez from the Pinon in Los Angeles is on hand.
Fight with lots of significance. There's Curry starting to rip on the inside.
Rossi pumping away with a free hand whenever he gets a chance.
Good round for Gianfranco Rossi.
That's the bell. The crowd liked it. We follow Curry back to his corner. This one is scheduled for 12, remember.
Don't fight with your hands. Just keep your hands in position. Just step to the side. Shift to both sides. And what you got to be able to do when he comes in lunging, see if you can pull over to the side and clink him with the right hand. Or go right back to the jab. Keep him looking at the jab downstairs, or conventional hit him with the right hand. And just stay underneath him.
Rossi effective early, and what he was landing were these short right hands. There's the one that looked like it momentarily stunned Donald Curry. And the same punch you'll see from behind Gianfranco Rossi.
You know, for a moment, Al, it looked as though Curry might even go down from that. And the people in his corner were saying, let's go back to that jab and everything. I don't think he threw a half a dozen jabs in the whole round.
Not at all. They wanted to throw a counter right hand as Rossi moves into him.
Round two. Curry is in the white. Gianfranco Rossi, the champion in red.
Donald Curry has a habit these days of pulling back from punches with his left hand low. He never did that before when he was welterweight champion, or very seldom. It hurt him against Hunnigan. It hurt him against McCallum. First round I gave to Gianfranco Rossi. You had to. This is very effective. There's the lead right by Curry that they want. One of the big things Donald Curry's not doing right now is fighting on the inside. I mean, one thing that has characterized him in the last couple of years at least, even with all his inconsistency, has been fighting on the inside. He's not doing it now. He's just sitting there taking those Rossi right hands. This is a very, very lethargic effort so far by Donald Curry.
And a very busy right hand by Rossi, who is the champion, of course. The WBC Super Welterweight title on the line. Rossi won the title, defeating Lupe Aquino, came back and put Thomas away.
Now there's a good jab by Curry, and he actually momentarily stopped Rossi in his tracks with that jab.
Rossi is 4 years older than Curry. And the referee telling him, don't be pulling him to you like that, trying to tie him up. Very graphic demonstration.
Well, here's an example of Rossi coming in wide open and Donald Curry not taking advantage of counterpunching. Rossi very awkward, but that awkwardness should be counteracted if you throw straight punches. Now, Aquino and Thomas didn't do it. Curry is supposed to be a straighter puncher, normally is, but he's not showing it here tonight. Look at Rossi's eating him up on the inside. Now, that's a surprise, at least in my mind it is.
And very effectively, and Curry unable to throw any punches inside. It was a mature, wiser.
Oh, my, a left hook from nowhere. Sends Rossi down.
Count goes to 4, 5, 6, 7.
Boy.
He's leaving Curry back.
This is the count that won't end here. That's a count of about 12. That's wild. Well, everything else is
Dempsey
weird
and Tunney, huh?
Oh, everything else is weird tonight. So expect to see anything here tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
And now the crowd sets up a chant for Rossi. Unexpectedly, and the referee almost got nailed.
Rossi is hitting on every break, and that time he almost nailed the referee. And Rossi was knocked down, and look, and he's the one pushing Curry back. Go figure that one out. Wow.
He's banging away at Curry, not too effectively, and that's the end of round number 2, and what a strange round it was.
You probably don't believe in Santa Claus, but I do. I saw him. He has a rag jacket, and he's getting kind of, you know, people are always bringing their Christmas lists. And his Omardo has lots of presents for everybody.
Give this Black & Decker full-size bread maker $189.97 or this thermal carafe coffee maker $77.97.
I'll be home for Christmas.
But my dad is better than Santa because he's still around on Boxing Day.
This Friday night, the best of the best. The biggest moments. Watch the Canadian Club Year in Review, featuring the Canadian Club Awards, Friday, TSN.
Well, when we last left you in round 2, Tom Kelly assured you it was a strange round indeed. Well, things will get even stranger in this bout between Donald Curry and Gianfranco Rossi. We will pick things up in the 6th round now. In the meantime, in the 4th, Curry had Rossi down one more time. And as we head into the 6th round, you will see that with the help of referee Octavio Mairan and the strange tactics of Rossi, this fight looks like it belongs in the twilight zone.
Here they are, live action, round number 6 from Sanremo, Italy. WBC Super Welterweight Championship on the line. Gianfranco Rossi of Italy is the current champion, and Donald Curry, the white trunks trimmed in red, trying to take the title away from him.
Right now, both these men, in my opinion, have looked shaky in this fight. They look like they're guys trying not to lose, trying to just get by and do something dramatic and win the fight.
Rossi has been down twice, 2nd round and again in the 4th. I didn't think he was going to get up or last through after the 2nd knockdown. That is the 2nd knockdown of the fight in the 4th round, but he survived.
Yeah, it didn't look like it for a while there. Curry did nail him with a couple good shots after it, but not enough. It's a very small ring here, we should point out. No bigger than 20 feet for sure. That's max. So if you're in trouble, there's not too much room to hide.
Rossi banging away inside as he's got Curry tied up.
That's legal because the referee Octavio Mairan, I think, is getting very tentative himself about when he wants to break the fighters and what he wants to do with them. That could cause a knockdown from somebody pulling out.
Well, he warned, as you said, Rossi about everything except bad service at his favorite restaurant. Huh?
Really?
And I mean, for hitting low, for holding and hitting, for hitting on the break. get to the best of our knowledge, there's been no points taken away from either fighter. Referee does no scoring. 3 judges.
Again, the jab of Curry, non-existent in this round. It was there in the 4th. He just isn't throwing it.
And in fact, it has been a left-handed night for Curry. When he has done well with it, Al, he has put his man down, and when he has done badly, he has not thrown it.
There's an elbow in the face of Donald Curry by Rossi. Hey, Gianfranco Rossi, let me tell you something. We saw it against Aquino. We saw it against Thomas. He's a rough customer.
Yes.
You hit on him. He's strong on the inside, and he'll do what it takes to win.
Yeah.
He's not above bending the rules. He did against Aquino. He hit on the break again.
Yep. He's awkward to begin with, and he's liable to hit you with an elbow and a shoulder as much as he is a gloved hand.
But as many have said before, Gil Clancy, when he trained, was one, if they do it to you, you better do it to them if the referee isn't penalizing it. And Curry's not.
So round 6 is about to go into the books, and it's been a pretty good round for Rossi, all things considered. He's been down twice, and yet he still is the champion, and Curry looks a bit confused as he's trying to work inside. And that'll bring us to the end of round 6. We'll be back.
We make maple leaf wieners for Courtney, who will only eat Mr. Broccoli if he hasn't touched Mr. Gravy. We make maple leaf wieners for Tim, who says peas explode in his mouth. And for Caitlin, whose scrambled eggs must be shaped like little boats. Maple leaf wieners have a taste made especially for kids. For Kenny, who won't eat anything with sauce, and Jason, who won't eat anything without sauce, there will always be maple leaf.
Pantene Pro V Update. Strength. Help your hair stay strong. Pantene's Pro Vitamin Conditioning Formula helps to keep hair strong from root to tip. Try Pantene Pro V for strong hair so healthy looking it shines.
Well, you can see blocking like this on Arena Football on ESPN. Here comes Rossi putting his shoulder in and driving Donald Curry back. Make a hell of a defensive, well, no, I guess a fullback he would make, huh?
A pretty good linebacker, meeting that halfback in the middle of the line. Round number 7. Curry has had Rossi, the champion, down twice. A left hand that Rossi ran flush into in the 2nd round. That blow, plus the impetus of his rush, put him on the canvas. And a series of solid left hands by Curry in round number 4 put Rossi down. If there was something suspect about that first knockdown, there certainly wasn't in the 4th, and yet Curry has not taken advantage of it, and Rossi, who is very... Oh, right hand caught Rossi coming in.
That was a knockdown. His knee hit the mat.
That's right.
That's a knockdown.
And Rossi is in trouble and hold everything.
Octavio Myran is very confused right now. He doesn't know what's going on. He is really confused. I mean, he is not in control of this fight.
But through all of it, Al, Curry is hitting him some pretty good, legitimate shots.
He is indeed, but you know, that gave Rossi a chance to get back into it, and if he goes down, it's automatic. Look at he hits on the break.
That's right.
Unreal. This fight is very much out of control. The referee is not in control of this fight, and he has blown at least 6 or 7 important calls.
Left-handed, down he went, and Rossi bounces back up, and now they're giving him a count. Yes, it's only the 2nd time he's been down on that knee.
Yeah.
This is the 7th round, the 3rd time that Rossi has been down. Remember now, no 3 knockdowns.
Look at that, Myran pushing Curry away. I tell you, there's some strange things going on refereeing-wise in this fight. Myran can't even get out of the way of the fighters.
I tell you, Al, Curry should really take charge of this fight right here and settle it. Never worry about that 3rd man in the ring, who is, I think, as confused as anybody that ever stepped in there.
This is one of the most poorly officiated fights I've seen in years. And I mean, that's saying something. And ironically, we thought it would be a decently officiated fight.
Well,
Rossi's hurt.
Yes, he is.
But Curry is not counterpunching, Tom. It's amazing. I mean, he's just not the same old Donald Curry. He may win this fight, but he has some work to do.
It hasn't happened, and I hope I don't give father to the idea. There's a cut. I thought they'd have a headbutt in there. I was just going to speak about it.
Well, Rossi is known for that, and he's fought as dirty a fight as you can fight in this, and now he knows it's his main hope. Hey, look.
He's down again.
Let's see if it's a knockdown.
Yeah, 1,
amazing.
2, down again. Now that is the 4th time that Rossi's been down.
It's really the 5th, but they didn't count one.
That's right.
And there's blood streaming from the right eye of Donald Curry.
It is the second time in this round, and it should have been 3. And if Curry, good left hand by Rossi. If Curry doesn't want to tempt the fates and the gods, he'd better do something about it. There's the bell.
Now,
they left away.
Very important. Did they rule that that cut came from a clash of heads? If they did, they could go to the scorecards. And with Curry having that big 10-8 round,
don't touch me, nobody. Don't touch me, man. You ain't got no help in the ring.
I don't know that they notified anybody.
You understand?
I think they
ain't got no help in there. Let's get him out of there right now. You understand?
Got to be perfect. Got to be perfect.
Percy Richardson, one of the best cut men in the business.
We gotta finish him off. You ain't got no help in there. You understand? You understand me? You ain't got no help. We gotta finish him.
Al, they have just notified one of the judges it was a headbutt.
Okay.
One of the judges asked, was it a headbutt, and the referee said yes.
All right, so they could go to the scorecards if this would end the fight. There goes Rossi down.
I want this title.
The second
you want it,
time.
baby. Now you go get it.
The voice of Unique Akbar Muhammad urging Curry to go and get Rossi.
You want it? Go get it.
Round number 8.
And you can expect Rossi to keep using the head and the elbow and whatever. He knows it's a problem now. He's been hurt a couple of times. The cut, he doesn't know that the butt was ruled maybe, or that the clash of heads.
The cut is above the right eye of Donald Curry. Keep your eye on it as you watch this fight progress. We're in round number 8. Down twice in the 7th round was Rossi, and he literally could have been counted down for the 3rd time, but the referee, even though he was on one knee, elected not to.
And there's no 3 knockdown rule, so that wouldn't have stopped the fight.
No.
The cut so far is not bleeding again, and if you want a guy in your corner, Percy Richardson is one of the top cut men in boxing.
That left hand by Curry was just a little bit low.
See Curry pushing him off now. Rossi trying to get that head in there. Rossi's not having a bad round here. This is given all his troubles in the previous round.
No, he's getting off first, and he's throwing a couple of punches, and effectively, he is tying up Curry.
And because of the last round, have Curry had 66-65. I gave him a 10-8 round, which I think is appropriate.
Rossi is having a pretty good round here.
He is.
Albert, for all of his troubles.
Yes, he is, Tom. And it's because Curry has, again, he's gotten a little lethargic, not using the jab, not throwing his combinations.
And the cut over the right eye has opened again for Curry.
Couple important things to remember. If they do go to the scorecards, a draw, the champion keeps his title. So if it was even at that point, it's a very close fight.
That right hand by Curry was almost a push more than a punch.
Yeah, and I think it still had an impact on Rossi. Boy, give Gianfranco some credit, though. I mean, he's been nailed with some big shots, been down and gotten up. He's a tough man.
This is round number 8. There he is again, down from the left hand. Gets up and wrestles with Curry. And
that's not a knockdown. Yes.
He's counting it.
Unreal. I'm a little worried about Octavio Mayre.
It's the 5th knockdown of this fight. Could have been 6. And Rossi, who's the champion, has been down 5 times. We're in round number 8. And again, a left hand caught him.
Boy, that short hook as he comes in is the punch that when Curry hits him, he goes.
That one was just a little bit high on the forehead, or that might have set him down for the 2nd time in this round. But look at Rossi try to fight his way back, and
he comes back every time he's hurt. I mean, it's a remarkable performance in that respect from Rossi.
About 15 seconds left in this 8th round. And again, as they try, the referee says it's okay. Punch him anytime you want. What a weird fight we've got at Sanremo tonight. We'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Doug Paulson, Vincent Diver.
Well, what else is new? A left hook put Gianfranco Rossi down. He rushes in, short hook by Donald Curry. He goes down, tried to get up real quick so it wouldn't be a knockdown, and it worked once, and didn't work that time.
Rossi has a cut over his left eye, Al. It is in the outer portion above the left eye. Curry has a cut high above his right eye in the eyebrow, or just above in the eyelid. So both men with cuts that could be worrisome.
Curry still is not using his jab, which really is there for him.
This is round number 9. Gianfranco Rossi has been down 5 times, and it could just as easily have been 6 on the scorecard.
Another hook, and that would stun Gianfranco Rossi.
Blood coming rather freely now from the cut on the left eye. The right hand stuns Rossi.
I gave Curry the last round by 2 again because of the knockdown. I've got him ahead now 76-73, but believe me, the scoring could be any possible way in this fight. Although I would think by now Curry, with all those knockdowns, has got to be edging ahead. Curry now setting down on his punches a little bit, looking to throw the right hand. He has really not thrown much.
And countering a little better. He buried a pretty good left hand right in the liver of Rossi as he came in. And a considerable amount of blood now coming from the cut over the left eye of Rossi.
Rossi is so wild. He should be able to be nailed with counter punches coming in like that. I mean, it really is shocking that Curry, with all he's done tonight, the knockdowns, hasn't been able to counter him better.
Curry bleeding from the cut over his right eye. Rossi from a cut over his left eye. Although Rossi's injury, a bit more blood coming from it. They've done some pretty good cut work in the corner over there for Curry.
And remember, they ruled that Curry cut came from a clash of heads.
Yes.
So if the fight is stopped because of his cut, they'll go to the scorecards, and at the rate he's, well, now, there's about the 5th warning Curry has had for low blows from Myron. He has obviously determined there's no way he's taking a point away from anybody for any infraction.
Now there's a lot of blood coming from the cut over Curry's eye.
You know, at that moment right there, when Rossi's head is hanging there begging for a counter shot and Curry doesn't throw it, that's when you have to wonder about the way Curry is fighting this fight and really his skill level at this point compared to what it used to be. You don't want to harp on that, but it's just a fact. Now,
nice right hand, another left, nice combinations by Curry.
That's what he was doing against Lupe Aquino in his last fight. That was what was so heartening to those people that watch him fight.
That's the end of round number 9. Remember now, this is scheduled for 12 for the WBC Super Welterweight title. We're back in the corner with Donald Curry. And if they could get that card out of the way, you'd see some of the work of Percy over there, working on the eye.
Don't look toward it. Look straight ahead now, Don.
You're shorting the shots up.
Straight ahead.
You got to shorten the shots up. You understand? All right, you understand? You know what's at stake here. Yeah. This is it, baby. This is it. You know what it is, Don?
Don't wait on me. Don't wait on me.
I'm putting all on the line, Don. Don, you know what it is? This is all or nothing. You understand? This is all or nothing. You understand? So you're going to go get it. But go get the title. You got to get him out of there.
The man who's doing most of the talking in that corner is Akbar Muhammad.
Well, he's right. It is all or nothing. There's a right hand by Curry that stunned Rossi. Couldn't put him down with that one. But he had him hurt again in that 9th round.
I think, Al Bernstein, in all fairness, what is so frustrating in watching this man fight is to realize what a magnificent... Rossi is not coming out.
Wow.
Rossi is not coming out for the bell for the 10th round. Curry is the new WBC Super Welterweight champion.
Well, that's unexpected.
Rossi did not come out for the 10th round.
Well, they once called Donald Curry, when he was the welterweight champion, the best fighter pound for pound in the world. They don't call him that anymore, but you know what? They have to call him champion because he did come back after being written off twice in his boxing career, once after losing to Lloyd Hunnigan and then after losing to Mike McCallum. He came back to win a world title, the WBC Super Welterweight Championship from Gianfranco Rossi. For Curry, it was a sweet victory. It showed his critics that he could come back in a very difficult situation. Obviously, he had problems with the referee, Octavio Moran. He had problems with the difficult and illegal, often, style of Gianfranco Rossi. So for Curry, he overcame lots of obstacles. Maybe the biggest obstacle he overcame was his own, his mental outlook toward the losses he had and the fact that he wanted so badly to get back to becoming a champion. So the story of Donald Curry continues, but for now, it's a sweet one for him. We'll see you next time on Super Bouts.